Your niche is one of the most important things in the success of your channel, and a lot of people talk about what niche you should start a channel in, but the problem is many of them are wrong. And if you follow their advice, you are bound to fail or just not make that much money. I've generated over $10 million with my Faceless channels. I have over 2 million subscribers across my channels that you can verify on YouTube right now. And up to this point, me and my team have reviewed over 1,500 channel ideas. And the number one thing that has made all of my channels successful is picking the right niche. Like with Evil Food Supply, I got over 1 million views on the very first upload, and I made over $10,000 on that first upload as well. And what I found is that the right niche needs to have two things. Number one, it has to be easy to get quality views in, and number two, it has to be easy to make money in. A lot of the times you see a lot of these fake gurus on YouTube promoting really bad niches that may sound easy. And yes, the videos may be easy to make, but because they're like, bad videos, it's gonna be really hard to get any views. And if you do get any views, they're gonna be really low quality views to where you really can't make any money off of it. Why are they doing this? Well, they're just selling you the dream that you can magically make money by making terrible videos that no one wants to watch. It will be next to impossible to make a full-time income from these really bad niches, and most of these gurus have never even made their first $1 million from Faceless videos yet. So to prevent you from wasting your time and money, here are my top 9 niches that I would avoid like the plague in 2025. Alright, starting off the list strong, I know this is gonna disappoint a lot of people, but the first niche I do not recommend is gonna be videos about AI tools. So everyone is doing this right now. Everyone wants to make videos on like the latest cool AI tools because that's what's trending right now. AI is super in the mainstream. But the problem is, since everyone's doing this, it's way too saturated. You don't really have a moat because anyone can just, look up cool AI apps and make a video about it. And one thing my mentor told me that really changed the game when it comes to making money for me is that unsexy businesses are way easier to make money in. Right now, AI is like the sexy thing. Everyone's getting into it. The general public, they're all rushing towards like AI related stuff, whether it's like using the tools or making videos about it. There's a ton of competition, way too oversaturated. I really don't recommend you make videos about this. Another way to think about this is that niches that beginners aren't thinking of, those are way easier to make money in than the niches that all the beginners flock to. So I would only get into this if you have more AI knowledge than the average person. Let's say you're an AI student or a researcher or a developer and you have actual like industry expertise in this. Then you can make really cool videos that are harder for the average person to make. And that would be your moat that makes it harder for people to compete with you. Alright, next up, I'm probably gonna break more hearts with this, but I also really don't recommend top 10 channels. So a lot of other people that talk about Faceless YouTube, they really recommend this stuff, but it's a really terrible idea. So let's check out this channel, What Lurks Below. And as you can see, they're all like these top 10, top 12 videos, like top 10 mysteries, deep sea discoveries, 179 views, 9 truly terrifying Titanic facts, only 551 views. And as you can see, it's not a game that you want to get into because these top 10 or top 7 or whatever videos used to be really popular on YouTube back in the day, but now people are so used to these videos, they're perceived as low quality. Like when you look at these videos, it just looks like a cheap top 10 video. Like, why would I want to click on this? So yeah, they're way too overplayed, and I know a few people that run these types of channels still, and it's a really big grind. You do not want to do this. They have to post like over 100 videos a month just to hope that a few of them will go viral and pay for the rest. So it is not fun, not sustainable. You can post like a few videos and one of them blows up, that's good, but when you have to post like 20, 30 videos just for like 1 or 2 to blow up, it's not a fun time. And on top of that, these channels don't really make much money because if you think about it, have you ever bought anything from these channels? Probably not. Have you ever seen a sponsor spot in one of these, really cheap top 10 videos? Usually no. Why? Because again, they're perceived as cheap, so sponsors don't want to give you money to like put an advertisement in your video. And because they're kind of just like random facts, like top 10 whatever, you don't really build real fans. So it's kind of hard to sell stuff to your audience if they're just like coming there for the weird facts and then leaving and never coming back. But the really important thing that you have to understand is that you can still make these really simple listicle videos, but you have to wrap it in like a better wrapper. What do I mean by that? Well, check out this video. So this video is called Prince's Work Ethic, a creativity machine, vault with a little arrow. As you can see, this title thumbnail, it looks like a really viral video, a really viral YouTube video. But when you watch it, so let's take a look.
Prince was a creativity machine. He might be the most prolific musician I've ever lived, and even though you may never reach even a fraction of his output in your own lifetime, here are 6 lessons that you can extract from his creative process.
So as you can see, it's got a really great hook, a really great title and thumbnail, but at the end of the day, it's still just a simple listicle video. But because it's wrapped in like better editing, better title thumbnail, that's why this video did so well with 1.1 million views. So moving on to the number 3 niche that I really don't recommend, it's gonna be travel videos. So when it comes to faceless travel videos, as you can see from these videos, they don't really get that many views because again, they're kind of just these simple simple listicle things like 10 things to do in Malaysia, 10 things to do in Athens. And as you can see from the view counts, they usually don't get that many views because at the end of the day, it's still just a simple listicle video. Here's some other channels that do the same thing that don't get any views at all. Here's another one. So travel videos in general are kind of saturated. You can still get a lot of views in that niche, but you really have to be on camera and really telling a story. And you being on camera, it lets the viewer relate to you traveling. Whereas faceless travel videos, they're really saturated and there's no emotional connection. So it doesn't really work for travel. On top of that, if you have this idea that you're just gonna make simple travel videos where you use like stock footage and you don't have to film anything yourself, well, it's gonna be really hard to differentiate yourself if you're just using the same stock footage that everyone else has access to. So that means you have to travel and actually film your own footage, which obviously costs money. And on top of that, it's just not a fun time to film while you travel. My belief is that traveling is a time to be, relaxed and in the moment. But if you're constantly having to film while traveling, it's not a fun time. So that's why I really don't recommend making faceless travel videos. But if you're really set on this idea, I would consider making history videos about the places you want to travel to or you have traveled to, and that would be much better. All right, the next niche that I would definitely not get into are podcast clip channels. So you have probably seen these all over YouTube. They're just channels that repost clips from podcasts. Like Joe Rogan has a ton of people making like podcast clip channels. And here's like another example. And the thing about these channels is that they do get views. Like you're inevitably gonna have a lot of clips that blow up. But the problem is, since you're literally just clipping someone else's content, you're not transforming it at all. You're literally just clipping it. These channels typically can't be monetized. Like even if you qualify to get monetized by YouTube, YouTube is definitely gonna reject you because you're just not transforming the content enough. All right, now you may be thinking, but if I still get the views, I can like sell other stuff to them, right? Well, viewers are really only going to these channels to watch the person that you're clipping, like the podcast that you're clipping. They're not really coming to your channel for you. So you're not really building real fans, so you can't really sell anything to them. And some influencers will incentivize you by like, hey, you can like clip my content, I'll give you an affiliate link to promote some product, and you can make a bunch of money. But in reality, most of these people that try to clip content and promote an affiliate link, they usually don't make much money at all. And on top of that, it's not building a real sustainable income stream, which I'm assuming is what you want. So this could be a good option if you're a kid or you're from a poor country and just looking for like something to do to get started to make a little bit of extra cash on the side. But if you're in your late 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and you have like a stable job, but you want some additional income on the side, this is not something I would recommend at all. A better idea would be to use podcast clips you like as a video idea and then build a faceless video around that. So here's an example of a video that my team made.
On the evening of May 6, 2014, a woman in her late 70s exited La Chaise Hospital in Nice, south of France. Her name? Helene Pasteur, the richest woman in Monaco. Helene was a senior surviving member.
So it's a true crime video about the richest woman in Monaco getting murdered. So super like compelling video idea, right? Well, in reality, this video idea, I got it from a podcast I listened to, like a true crime podcast that talked about this specific murder. And I was really fascinated about it. So I used that as my video idea to create this video. And I was able to like get a lot of sources from that. My team was able to use that podcast as a starting point to build our video. But this is how you kind of do the same idea that these podcast clipping channels have, but do it in a way that actually builds real money and real wealth. Because this video that's only 18 minutes, it made me over $5,000, and that's not including a sponsor spot, which we did have in this video. So there you have it, $5.5 thousand. And by the way, what I just described is my secret to getting unlimited profitable video ideas. I literally just look at other forms of content like podcasts, Instagram posts, TikTok videos, and once I find a topic that I find really interesting, I use that as my video idea to turn into a full faceless video that makes a lot of money. I give away my entire system for making these profitable faceless videos in what I call the 5-day faceless income fast start. It's a 5-day program where I lay out my entire system to you for making profitable faceless videos so that by the end of the 5 days, you have everything you need to get started. It'll be linked below if you're interested, but let's get on to number 5, the 5th niche that I really don't recommend, which are Reddit reads. So Reddit read faceless channels are exactly what they sound like. They just read out interesting Reddit posts from like Reddit or 4chan. And there are a lot of these channels and the videos are really easy to make because all you have to do is read Reddit posts. And these can get views, but you're gonna have a really low CPM, so you're not gonna make much money from YouTube ads. And when it comes to these channels, people come to the channel to hear the Reddit story, not to really hear you. So just like some of the other niches, it's a lot harder to build real fans, it's a lot harder to monetize. And you never really see these channels having their own sponsor spots or selling their own products, which is where the real money is at. And again, even though this channel gets like a decent amount of views, if YouTube ads are the only income stream you have, then you're playing the game all wrong. One thing I always say is that YouTube ads should only be the icing on the cake, not the cake itself. So if YouTube ads are your only income stream, you're not in a safe position. Sponsors, selling your own products, and other income streams make way more money than YouTube ads, and that's why with all of my channels, we have multiple income streams on each channel. So that's why like another requirement I have is that the niche you pick needs to have other income streams available to you for you to set up. And these Reddit read type channels, they're a lot better if you actually do show your face, like this channel. They get crazy views, but the reason they get crazy views is not just because of the Reddit stories, but it's because of their personalities. But obviously you need the right personality, and filming videos comes with its own problems. So let's move on to number 6, the 6th niche that I really don't recommend, which are meditation channels. Absolutely horrible, as you can see right here. Run away from anyone that tells you to start a meditation channel because these videos are just way too low value. There are some meditation channels that got in early that get a lot of views, but the majority of beginners that start these channels, they get less views than even this. And again, the reason why these channels don't make a lot of money comes back to these simple questions. Have you ever bought anything from a meditation music channel? Probably not. Have you ever seen a sponsor spot on a meditation music channel? Probably not. Have you ever been like, oh, this meditation channel posted a new meditation music, I gotta watch this video right now? Probably not, right? And that's exactly why this niche is horrible. People promote making a meditation channel because it sounds so easy, like all I have to do is post meditation music and magically wake up to money. But 99.9% of beginners that start this, they just end up wasting their money and wasting their time too. So a better idea, if you're really sold on meditation, is if you're a meditation expert or you're really into meditating yourself, maybe you come up with some faceless guided meditations with some sort of twist. But even that might be still a little bit too low value, so it's still like very rough maybe for me. All right, number 7, sport highlight channels. So when it comes to these types of faceless channels, it's the same story as the podcast clip channels. You can't really monetize them because you're not transforming the content at all. You're just like ripping other people's content and reposting it. They're coming to your channel for the athletes that you're clipping, not you and your channel itself. You're not building real fans. It's hard to sell anything to people if they're not getting value from you. So there's really no point in making one of these channels. And most of the views, they're gonna be going to the official NBA page and stuff like that. Now, if you really like sports and you still want to do some sport related channel, what I would recommend is doing a sports hot take channel. So what does that mean? Well, check out this channel, TJ Loves Fights. It's a really good channel. And all he does is he makes these simple commentary videos where he has a hot take on something related to professional fighting. And as you can see, he gets really good views. People are coming here for his opinion. He's building real fans, real trust. And that's why he has sponsors like DraftKings. And if you know anything about sponsors, DraftKings and other betting related apps pay a lot of money for sponsor spots. We're talking probably like $5,000 to $10,000 for just having a short 60 to 90 second ad in the video and a link below like this. You're never gonna get that with a basic sport highlight channel or a podcast clip channel or whatever. And on top of that, if you look at this editing style, it's actually really simple. Just a white background and it just shows images and text on the screen and sometimes like a video clip.
Announcement that Ilya would vacate the belt at 145, leaving Volk and Diego Lopez to duke it out for the vacant title. And here we are, this Saturday.
And he just goes through his opinion on what's gonna happen. So it's an easy editing style. And if you look at his thumbnails, they're also really easy to make as well. Just a white background. He probably takes these images, puts them in the Canva background remover to remove the background and add some basic text. Channels like this don't have any of the same problems as like a sport clipping channel, and you have multiple income streams as well. Which brings us to number 8, Faceless Stories. And Faceless Stories are videos like this.
What if the key to unlocking your highest potential is hidden in the smallest, everyday moments?
AI voice, and if you just go through the video, it's just AI images in the background that they slightly animate with some other AI tool. And these channels can get views, but they're also perceived as very low quality. Like when you look at this, your initial reaction is like, oh, this is just some cheap AI channel. And here's the thing when it comes to using AI, you should use as much AI as you can, but the viewer should not be able to tell that was made by AI. Or else it just ends up looking like this, where you can just easily tell that this channel owner just used AI to be lazy. And when your channel is perceived as low quality, it's impossible to get sponsors, it's hard to sell anything, it's hard to build real fans. Because when people watch your videos and they're like, oh, this channel posted a new video, I can't wait to watch it. That's when you make real money and you can have multiple income streams. So a better idea would be to take these same exact video ideas, but just make a higher quality looking video. Higher quality does not have to mean it costs a lot more money, but just have like a slightly better editing style that looks less AI generated, have a better AI voice or even use a real voice. If you use your own voice, it only costs like $50 for a cheap USB mic. That's what I started on, and you can use that forever for free. And all this editing, you can outsource it for not much money. And moving on to niche number 9 that you want to avoid is stuff that can get demonetized. We're talking about drugs, real modern war footage, real violence, real guns in action in like war footage, police cam footage, stuff like that. YouTube really doesn't like real violence. Like if you show a clip from a movie where they punch someone or whatever, that's okay as long as it's not too gory. But like real violence, real war footage, even if it's just like security cam footage of someone getting punched, YouTube really doesn't like that. So I actually really love this channel. It's called Brothers in Arms. It's a Faceless channel that makes videos on these like war stories. So as you can see, their videos get really crazy views, and if you watch the videos, the editing style is not complicated at all. But I personally wouldn't get into this niche myself, even though I love these videos, because it's just too much of a risk. You have to show real war footage, and even if the clip you use doesn't show real violence, it can still get randomly demonetized. Like I've seen channels like this post how, you know, YouTube demonetized my video, I don't know what to do. And that's kind of just the world you get into if you go into one of these niches. So definitely avoid this. All right, here's a bonus niche that you should definitely avoid. It's business stories. But most people that get into Faceless channels, you know, these are people that are interested in business and making money. So naturally, a lot of these Faceless channel beginners want to make videos around successful business stories. For example, let's check out this. So this channel made this really good video on the orphan boy who created Rolex that got like 4.7 million views, which is great. But then look at all these copycats. Here's one copycat, here's another one, and if I keep scrolling, it never ends. So that's why I personally don't recommend getting into a channel that is about like business success stories, because it's really oversaturated right now. And again, it's one of those sexy niches that everyone wants to do, which means that it's gonna be hard to make money in because there's so much competition. So unless you do something extremely different to really differentiate yourself from the competition, I would not go into this niche. And there are still a lot of ways to differentiate yourself. So one good example is a channel called Modern MBA. I also really like these videos. And he also goes over the success or the decline of certain companies, but he views it through like an MBA lens, like you know, what they teach in business school. So it's a little bit more technical. It focuses on the financials a lot. So that was something that just no one was doing before. So his videos really stuck out and it appealed to a new audience. And that's why he gets so many views on every single video. So he went into the same niche. He still has a really simple, affordable editing style, but he found a way to be extremely different, which is why this video of his,
Can't Let Go. There's something magical about it.
A really basic video on KFC. This video got 3.3 million views, which means he probably made at least $17,000 from this video in just YouTube ads. And the reason why I know that is because I have a video with around the same view count, 3.3 million views. And as you can see over here, it got $17,000 in just YouTube ads. And now this channel has sponsors on almost every video, so he can make even more money now. But this was only because he intentionally found a way to be extremely different. He didn't make this channel by mistake. I'm assuming he also noticed that no one was really making like MBA style videos on these business stories. So he did that, and that's why he had this stratospheric growth with a ton of money. And that brings us back to something that I always say, is that being different is better than being better. So think about that for a second. Being different is better than being better, because if he went into this niche and just made the same videos as everyone else but try to be 5 to 10% better than them, he would have never succeeded. He would still be struggling to this day. But because he intentionally found a way to be really different from all the other business channels out there, that's how he had this super fast rise and made a ton of money as well. So this being different is the key to not only making an additional income stream for yourself, but this is how you can make generational wealth from Faceless videos just like I have. So now that you've gotten a look at how I view YouTube niches and what I want to avoid, what are the niches that I see blowing up right now in 2025 and that I see a lot of opportunity in? Well, for that, definitely watch my video on the top 30 niches that I have my eye on right now. You can click the card somewhere on the screen, and if the video is not up yet, definitely subscribe to this channel, because we got plenty of more videos dispelling all the terrible information out there when it comes to making money from Faceless channels and how it's actually done at a high level. So I'll see you in the next one.